Right, here we go. This is an interesting building. So let's go in and have a look. Nice oak door. Nice little bit of artwork there. Let's go in and get away from that noisy strimmer that's in the background. So straight away we're into the kitchen. And you can see the beams. These are real beams, they're not fake. Everything you see in here is real. I reckon, I don't know, but I'm going to guess 1720s. Look at this. This is reception room number 1. It just keeps going up and up and up. So that is straight up and onto the roof outside. It's amazing. I love it. All of these beams would probably have been used for something else beforehand, and then just transported in, reused. And you can see this big one in the room here is split. There's a massive split along it, but that split leads you to the giant fireplace with 2 of your granny's chairs next to it. So where are we? We are in the, let's say, the heart of Kent. So basically the middle of Kent. If you was to draw it on a map and just go splat, that's where Kent is. So that's the lower right hand side of England, if you didn't know that. And it's in a little village, but it's a little village that would have been, back when these places were built, it would have been like on the route between the south coast and the north coast. And it probably would have been used for a merchant, a trader, somebody with a bit of money would have built this. And it's now 2 properties. There's this one and there's next door. And I imagine it would have been built as just one. So you come up here into the first bedroom. Random sink in the corner of the room. But all of the exposed beams. And then you've got a random bathroom, which again, very, very dated. Needs to be updated, that one. And then you've got another little bedroom. I think it's 3 bedrooms in total. But the flooring in here, you won't be able to see it on camera, but I can see it here. See if you can see it on camera. Yeah, you might be able to. But I'm actually about 4 inches lower where I'm stood here than that bit at the door. So it's got a nice bit of a slope to it. And you come in here into the bedroom, double bedroom, big fireplace again. You just imagine in the winter having a raging fire downstairs and the heat of that raging fire going up, because it will go behind this fire for the one downstairs. Their chimney will go behind this one, and then if you like that one there as well, imagine the amount of heat that would generate. It's gorgeous, this. I would be very, very tempted, given its location and everything, just to turn it into like an Airbnb or something like that, because it's got its own driveway. I'm not going to tell you exactly where we are, because that would be unfair. But yeah, I reckon, judging by the estimations that I got on, I don't know, I've not been told, we're working here for a client, and I would say that it was an old person who lived here, and it's now gone into probate or something. Just look at these boards. Absolutely stunning. See, look at that. I know that people say if it could tell a story, I bet it would. And yeah, I bet it would. We're up here in the roof. Back in the olden days, this is probably where they put the servants. You never know, do you? Probably had a room up here. Is it a room with a view? I often find in these old houses, if you go to the servants' quarters, they're actually the best bit of the house. Everywhere else just looks like it's all kept incredibly well. Whereas if you go to the servants' quarters, it looks like they were able to have a little bit of fun. Right, let's just close the door behind me because we're done and we are heading out the property. But yeah, I just can't get over it. Like, yes, I'm sure it takes a lot to heat it in the winter. It's a big old space. Insulation is going to be next to non-existent. See, look at that. It's got all these pegs in, and these peg holes, these would have had other bits of wood coming out of them, either here or in its previous life. And I reckon it was in its previous life, because that one there's got half a peg hole and then it ends, and the other ones are bigger. And so I reckon that you wouldn't have got anything across there with just 3 boards. And that starts at about 6.5 foot up for that one, because I'm 6'3", and that's just above my head height. So yeah. Oh, and there's a little cubby hole in here. Unfortunately, we've turned off the electric, so you can't see very much, unfortunately. But yeah, there's a little cubby hole just in there. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick whiz round this one. It's a lovely old house, somewhere where we're working, and I believe it's now going to go onto the market. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.